Alright, Murph 1911 back at you with another gun review, and this one is of the Smith & Wesson Sigma. This particular one is in 40 S&W, 40 Smith & Wesson, and that was just my personal preference. It's, their first intro into a polymer framed gun, which was back in 1991. This is the most recent version, I do believe, because it's the VE. And some pros about the gun. One, it's cheap. You can get a brand new one for right around $300 from what I've been seeing, in my local area on the internet. And pretty much it's a, it's a Glock copy, if you can, pretty much see that. What it comes with, just standard 3-dot sights, which are pretty good. And if you buy brand new, you get two 14-round magazines. So, pretty good. You get two mags. And you're wondering what a 40 Smith & Wesson looks like. That's one right there. This one is actually an 180 grain hollow point. Maybe for way of reference on how big a 40 is. That's a 2 3/4 inch blade. You're looking at a pretty decent sized bullet. It'll put some hurt on. But, a lot of people would say compare this one to perhaps, a Glock 22, because they're both in 40 Smith & Wesson, but I'd say size-wise, it's more like a Glock 22 maybe, because it's right in the middle of those two. So, if you were to compare it to a Glock 22, when you're talking about, the amount of ammo you're going to hold, you beat it out. If you're talking about, Glock 22, you're going to hit about the same, because what's cool is you do have factory 15-round magazines with it. It just doesn't come with them. So you can get 15-round mags for these things. Pretty cool little thing. Ergonomics on it, very good. The stippling, could probably use some more, some more use on it. Gives you a good enough grip though. And I believe it's got a 4-inch barrel on it. And I actually bought this accessory rail adapter because the accessory rail it came with is, primarily Smith & Wesson. The only thing you could put on it is anything that would be, specific for this gun, and I didn't like that. So if I wanted to attach a light or a laser, I paid, I think it was $6 for this thing, and was able to attach it on, and now I can attach any light or laser I want to it. One of the big downfalls that a lot of people have to this gun is it has a long trigger pull, and you're going to see no magazine. There's a safety chuck. It has a very, very long trigger pull. It's got, it's right around 10 to 12 pounds, and it's very long and not too crisp. So that is a downside, and then, of course, your reset on it. Very, very long reset. So there, that is, kind of a downside. There are a couple of things you can do to lighten it up. I just haven't done it yet. And I've heard once it actually does get lightened up, it's about equal to, a Glock. So, takedown on it, just like a Glock. Pull the trigger, pull down the little takedown levers, and, well, if you look at that, pretty much identical to a Glock. Even right there. Identical to a Glock. Maybe it's because they're striker fired and they copied the Glock and got sued a long time ago over it. And now, after the lawsuit, they're able to make it with a few internal differences to the trigger. Which is why that trigger is, so damn heavy. And, there's a couple of little parts in here that you might be able to swap out with a Glock to make it lighter from what I've heard. But, who knows. Accuracy on this thing, it's pretty good. If you can get past that double action trigger pull, I'd say it's pretty damn good. I do good with it. And the reason I got this gun, this was the first handgun I ever bought when I was 21. I just wanted something simple, you know, something cheap to start out with. And I wanted something a little bit bigger than a 9, because at the time I was, you know, oh, 9mm sucks. That's what everybody and their brother has, and I just wanted something different. But they do make this gun in 9mm also. I have since changed my mind about 9mm. I now think that is an excellent round. You know, probably one of my favorites to shoot, and I don't have a problem with it, so don't think I'm being, you know, a pain in the butt. What could you use this for? Well, it is small enough to be a concealed carry gun, I do believe. I know some people that carry it. But primarily it's probably going to be a holster gun, a range gun possibly, if you can afford the ammo for it. But, you know, it would make a pretty decent concealed carry gun, you know, 14, 15 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson. Other than that, not much else about it. You know, Glock copy. Trigger kind of sucks. You need to improve it. You know, does it beat a Glock? No. Is it a good Glock alternative? Yeah, I'll say for the price, you know, 300 as opposed to, you know, 550. Why not? Cool gun, you know, gets the job done. Reliable. I've never had any problems with it. You know, eats up anything I've fed it. Yeah, no problems. I'd say it's pretty reliable. I don't know if it's as reliable as a Glock, but, yeah, it does the job. So, you know, leave questions or comments. I'll answer them best I can. Until next time, see you guys later.